Charlotte, Allon, thank you so much for joining us. When it comes to measuring emissions, are companies focused on the right thing?
Well, we just released our 4th edition of the BCG and CO2 AI survey, where we asked more than 1,500 companies across the globe that represent 40% of emissions where they stand on measuring and reducing emissions. And what we see is that overall results are stagnating. Companies are not measuring more and they are not reducing more than they used to be in the previous years. So it's a bit disappointing, but at the same time, what we see is that more and more companies are embracing product level measurement, things like that actually help accelerate both on measurement, but on reduction also.
So how can companies get started on measuring product emissions?
I guess usually the way companies start is by focusing on their top products and trying to better understand what is the life cycle assessment from raw material extraction to transformation to transportation, usage and disposal. Then usually they would get to broader set of products to more impact not just climate but entering to nature. Then second step would require to build the capabilities internally, to do it internally. And then I think a first step would be to put it at scale with digitalization. Maybe you can relate on that.
Yes, at CO2i, what we do is that we help companies digitalize their carbon footprint computation at product level and do that at scale across tens of thousands of products. Because at some point, once you have done like your first big product, it's important to be able to scale across the portfolio of products you have, to be really able to optimize this portfolio, make the right decisions, make the right choices. And for that, you need technology like CO2 AI to do that at scale in an efficient manner.
And maybe both of you can help with this. What would your advice for companies be?
First, get started. There's an ROI to adopt this kind of tools and approaches very fast. It allows to build competitive advantage thanks to digitalization, AI. So my big advice is let's get started.
Okay, two pieces of advice. I think first is you have to know what you are measuring your emission for. It doesn't have to be just for reporting, but it has to be for actually changing the way you operate by eco-designing your product, by providing eco-labeling, so that you inform your consumers on what is the actual impact of your products. And second, I would say is it's not a piece of cake. Let's face it, you have to build your database. You have to build your data lake, both from the physical flows from your products and from the emission factors database that you have to build. And you have to be helped to do that because it's kind of complicated. We have built for years world food database, world apparel database. It's thousands of data sets that enables you to pick the right emission factors. So you have to start now, as you said, because it's a journey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.